This week on Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes, Cowboys, Ninjas, Vikings, Men in Black, Tom Hanks, not Harrison Ford, Clovers, Infinite Wars, Ants, and Wasp. That's a lot in one podcast, and there's a whole lot more. So let's get started. Welcome to Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes. Ooh, that sounded smooth. Like gravel.
Yep. Candle wax running down
like
your
I
leg.
gargled hot asphalt.
Yeah, that sounds like I just would never want to actually listen to it. Yeah. I'd only want to do it, and so that's why I'd never hit play on this podcast. I can't get past the first 10 seconds. As soon as I start talking, I'm like, I can't stand that asshole. Like, I don't mind it when I'm not here because Mike's impersonation of me is so flattering. I always appreciate it. So I'm retiring, guys. I quit.
Thank God.
So I'm just going to sit back and Mike, take us there.
Okay, guys. Hi. Well, today we're going to talk about our Nerd-Ons first. Oh, man. I can't wait. Wowee. So,
it's a really good morning.
It's like Nathan is still talking.
I know.
It's
guys, I think we should do the Nerd-On next. I don't know. What do you feel about that? I don't want to be the one to make the decision.
Man, that's
spot on.
fucking
Killing it every day.
It's like
That
I
sounded
don't
like
realize.
Chuck.
Yeah.
I know. That's what
that was just like Chuck.
I was actually taken back by that.
Guys, I do want to remark, this is about week 6 of Chuck not wearing the Ground Chucks t-shirt. Even though every week's like, I'll wear it next week, bro. That's my Chuck.
We should break. He is wearing the same shirt that he wore last week.
Yeah.
No, I wore my Shinsuke Nakamura shirt. This is a Bray Wyatt shirt.
You say shitskin Nakamura? Shitsuke?
Shut up, Nathan.
Ground Chuck.
I can't understand the shit that you're saying. What
Okay,
type
that's
of
fine.
shit stay? Shit spay. Anyway, how's everybody doing this week, man? Is it pretty good? Everybody knows that today is a pretty big sporting event.
Yeah.
What was tennis or something?
The last
Champion cricket. World's best grandpa competition.
Both my grandpas are dead. I guess they can't compete.
No, they won already.
Automatically disqualified.
Past the finish line already.
I lay on top of the ground. They're buried,
Pod
and I
Bowl
feel like I'm
2011.
Yeah, this is how dedicated we are. I really want you to be sitting in your car or in your office on that Monday morning, knowing that we're not watching the big game. Not because we're not sports fans, no,
Because we are.
We're huge.
We're huge sports
Huge.
ball fans.
The biggest.
As you can tell, Chuck loves Shitsuke Nakamura and other sports related to that, and the Super Bowl we're gonna forego. Although
it's the superest of the bowls.
It's the superest of bowls.
I mean,
we're missing
I'm
out
wearing my Wayne Gretzky jersey for this game, and
Mike's got his Richard Petty shirt on.
yeah,
It's true. I hope that the Hawks score a 7-10 split.
it should do that.
Mike and his Super
I'm rooting
Bowls.
for a warm moon tonight.
Super Bowling. I will say, though, guys, it's a good thing we're going to be there on Monday morning because you can distract yourself from how you're going to tell your wife you lost a large amount of money on a football bet.
Oh,
Just listen to us. Maybe inspirational strike. Maybe we'll have a segment about lying to your wife.
That's a good.
I don't know.
that's a good segment.
It
Now,
is a good segment.
I
to
will
have.
say though, just so you know, for future, this is a notice for you guys. When the XFL is up and running, we
In
will
2
be
years.
taking
Every
off
game.
every game, and probably the day after to recover from all the fucking jism that we did while watching that game.
So after 2 weeks, we'll be back.
The XFL is only going to work if the entire field is ringed by turnbuckles and ropes.
Yes.
Because
There's
no out of bounds, brother.
I want heel turns during the game so bad.
when the XFL starts, I will
Now
boy.
I'm on this team.
Exactly. Seriously, how fucking awesome would that be?
He just rips open his jersey. There's another jersey.
Sacks his own quarterback. Yeah. Oh, dude, it'd be so
He
fucking
starts
amazing.
clotheslining everybody, and they're putting flags on the play, but they're ignoring the flags.
Like the ref,
A coach calls a timeout and comes out on the field with a briefcase of money and offers it to the quarterback.
they have to renegotiate contracts in the middle of the game.
We're giving Vince so many ideas
Penalty
Call
for not
us, Vince.
celebrating.
for that second quarter slump.
I wonder at the beginning of the games if the owners will come out and talk shit on the mic to each other.
Cut a promo before the game.
You know,
Fuck yeah.
It'll be pure anarchy.
It'll be great. It'll be 99 all
You've
over
already
again.
got all the ingredients, Vince. Just throw it into football.
I want.
Listen here, Seattle Sharks. We're going to take you right down to the depths of Davy Jones' locker where you can smell the farts from my butthole.
I want JR up there just commentating, and I want the barn burner. I want.
Oh, it's a slobber knocker.
Yeah, that's what I want. So. I think we need to get Vince on the phone. Chuck, make that happen by next week, okay?
We can do JR and Dennis Miller. I love Dennis Miller.
I think we've gave everybody warnings enough. I think it's time for us to move over to our next segment, and we're going to talk about
News. Yeah.
News, if you want to. We can just skip it. Fuck it, man. We're throwing it all out.
Doing our news on.
Get your nerd on. Get your nerd on. Get your nerd on. Get your nerd on. Get your nerd on. Get your nerd on.
There was no nerd on written down. Oh my God, we're back.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. We're totally unprepared like usual.
Sorry, we were
Nothing new.
bantering as we waited for that lovely.
Witty banter.
we were building a solid rapport.
So this is the nerd on where we go over the things we've done in the past week that are semi-nerdy. I mean, yeah, somewhat. Ray, what have you done this week that you would consider nerdy?
I have done a few things that I would consider nerdy this week.
Really? Like
Yeah.
what?
I've been reading my Spider-Men's magazines,
Spider-Men's.
my funny magazines,
Are you,
my funny books.
are you
Funny
talking about
books.
the comic book Spider-Man or about the Jewish attorney Spider-Man?
Well, I also said Spider-Man, and there's actually a comic called Spider-Man. But yeah, I've started reading Spider-Man from.
There's a lot of sticky fluid in that, isn't there?
Which adjective Spider-Man? Would this be the amazing Spider-Man?
I
The
think
spectacular Spider-Man?
At the beginning,
or
it
the
just
web
starts
of
out as
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, doesn't it? Or does it start out as
Starts
amazing?
amazing.
Does he call himself Amazing Spider-Man? Because that seems a little
Sometimes he
cocky.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the amazing.
Well, I'm the spectacular.
He probably does it
I'm the web
in a
Spider-Man.
self-deprecating way.
Yeah,
How
it
like
is.
people
Yeah.
call each other Einsteins when they do something exceptionally unintelligent.
Now the Einstein Spider-Man.
But this is the
I'm the superior
Says-
Spider-Man.
Steiner Man, Scott Steiner Man,
Oh,
Big
God.
Papa Pump.
Attorney at law. Esquire.
E equals MC suplex. I am Einsteiner. Big Papa Pump. Herr Papa Pump.
oh gosh,
Bring me your strudel.
Take this equations.
Thanks, Toki. I am the German. For all our German listeners, are going to love that.
Not the Volkswagens. Okay, sorry.
yeah, this is the Lee Ditka early Silver Age Spider-Man.
Mike Ditka. Duh,
Bears.
Spider-Man. Oh, you know what would be great if all the villains were bears.
But
Oh, you know, instead of him turning into a man spider, turn into a man bear. Pig. Okay, you can go on.
All right.
Ray's not laughing anymore. He's just scratching his beard anyway. His lice are getting
Stewing inside so much right now. Ray just is allergic to hilarious banter.
Well, he doesn't like it when he's constantly interrupted.
That's true.
It infuriates me too.
You
so
would almost
we
think he'd
do
be
each
used to it though. After
You would.
About
After 205
4, yeah.
episodes, you think
No,
I'd be
no,
used
I think because Ray just sits there and like just justifies his anger every time and like, no, I'm right. Mike's being a dick.
I just sit here and I'm like, one day they'll mature enough.
I just imagine every night
get to your age of maturity.
Allison stays up till like 4 a.m. because Ray just bitches all night, and I'm sitting there trying to tell my
Talking
nerd
about
on,
Spider-Man.
and Mike won't shut the fuck up.
They
Right?
can fucking ask me where my nerd was. They won't shut the fuck up.
Ray just gets his scroll and parchment and his quill and is dipping ink and just.
I do wonder because, like, with this candle, I feel that this was your maximum brightness for so many years. How do you handle modern lighting?
I know.
And sound, the noise pollution must be horrendous for you. Going from just crickets to, motorized conveyances and locomotives.
The horseless carriages.
So, Ray, what is your nerd on?
velocipedes.
Philosophies. So yeah, I've been reading the Silver Age Spider-Man stuff. I've been enjoying it so much more than the X-Men, the Silver Age X-Men stuff. It was kind of difficult to get
There's a
through
reason
that.
it was canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, because I liked it, and I was like, this is interesting to read for, because I love X-Men. But the Spider-Man stuff's way better.
Yeah.
The art, I don't think, is better, but I still like Ditka's art. He does a good Spider-Man.
Draws a good beer.
I finished up Orville this week, but I was watching.
Nice.
I was about to start watching an episode of it, and Allison was like, "Well, what's that space show you're watching?" And I'm like, "Orville," and she's like, "Yeah, I'll watch one of those with you." And then she watched it and really liked it, so I think I'm gonna have to go back through it with her because she really dug it. She watched like 4 or 5 episodes and was like, "I really like this." So
Just do this. Tell her, I've already watched it. You go back and watch it on your own.
Oh, I watched part of the Batman Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh yeah.
And so far I'm really liking it. I'm not done with it yet. I think it's about 2 hours. I'm about halfway through. I don't remember how long it is. But it's really good so far. So,
I saw it was out. I've been kicking around watching it.
yeah.
What is it on, Ray?
It's on our Voodoo account
it is?
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I
So-
can never log into.
Yeah. Yeah. TJ and I got to go meet Jim Lee, the comic book creator, yesterday in Orlando.
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
It was.
We got to spend our 13 seconds combined with him,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. But he was really nice in those few seconds that we got to spend there. I got a couple of things signed.
I wore Nathan's shirt that he had made for me for Christmas.
Thank you, TJ, for wearing that so often.
Well,
I mean,
I know that it means a lot
I
to you,
put a
Nathan,
lot of time into that.
when you do stuff like
know you
that.
did.
It's very personal, and it means
It
a
is,
lot.
it's a personal gift I made.
And
Yeah.
especially when I'm meeting like
These
important people
Hands.
and
Yeah, especially.
like
made it out.
like Jim Lee.
I think if Chuck wears it, he feels like there's pressure and expectation to actually create, ground chucks. So if he just leaves it in his closet
with
and
the rest of his dreams.
and he doesn't attempt to dream,
Skeletons.
then he can't be disappointed if
Yeah.
he fails.
Mm-hmm.
But
And that's okay, Chuck. But
No, it's still on my couch. Just haven't worn it since.
oh, so you have been
Friendsgiving.
Goldberging it.
Yeah.
That's where you just use it as a cum rag and just leave it there.
that's basically what he's been doing with it.
Yeah.
That's why he can't bring it in, Nathan.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Not enough bleach is
He
going to
and
get
the
that
sea are
stain
stuck
out.
together, and
Come on your dreams.
Anyway, Jim Lee, huh?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we got to meet Jim Lee, which was pretty cool. That's the
How much?
second
What was
Lee.
the limit of signing stuff?
You got two issues signed, and then there's another issue of one of the. I forget which one he's doing, but you get a
I
sign.
heard him say, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
You get they're doing a launch of new characters in DC.
Can you sign my codependency? That's who's signing.
Can you sign this loan I'm taking? I paid for your signature, motherfucker. I'm getting a car
getting
down
a
the road. I also need a phone number and an address.
You can make a lot of money being also a notary public and just have a stamp there. So you have a marriage license and copy of Batman.
I actually,
Can we
next
stand
time
both?
you guys go, I want to do that. Would be so funny.
That would be hilarious.
Here's the issue of this, and then right here is a loan for a car if I need a co-signer.
That is hilarious. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. That's a good joke.
Well, I was thinking about you bring
I
up
wasn't joking.
is bringing up Stanley memorabilia for him to sign. And just act like you're really confused.
Be like, wait,
I thought
Who
you were
are you?
older.
Can
Yeah,
you sign this for your dad? I know he's been in the hospital
You
lately.
look great for 90s.
Yeah, plastic surgery.
God.
It's interesting because I wasn't the biggest fan of comics growing up, as we talked about a lot. But Jim Lee's art is one thing that I can kind of pick out. Despite all that, the only Batman shirt I have is a Jim Lee Batman. So
Yeah.
it's pretty iconic.
Absolutely
one of the
iconic.
best.
Yeah.
He's one of the
I
best.
really like his art. So I felt it bring a real modern flair. Like when I think of comic books, like usually I think of Jim Lee.
No, I think him and Todd McFarlane definitely during the 90s changed the direction of how art was done and everything. So that was really cool getting to meet him.
I found it really odd though. We're standing outside and people are talking about him because his career kind of was made with that X-Men run.
Yeah.
And then we're standing outside and they're like, "Yeah, he used to draw Batman back, a few years back." And
Yeah.
like no mention of X-Men or anything. Just
I will say
used to draw Batman.
almost
I'm like-
everyone I saw come through there getting a signature though.
yeah,
They did, a lot of them had like trades of Batman stuff.
Yeah.
But I saw a ton of X-Men #1.
I saw a bunch of that, bunch of X-Men #1s and a bunch of that Alpha Flight issue that you had.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was actually excited about that because I was like, I might be the only one that comes with this, but I sure wasn't because Alpha Flight 51 was one of the ones that I got signed, and that's his first art in comic, or one of his first arts in comics in like a major thing. There's another one that's like a Samurai Santa or something like that. But yeah, I was really excited that there were a lot of people getting that signed. We did a game night again last night and played some Terraforming Mars.
Finished it.
But we actually finished a game this time.
There was no catastrophic events that occurred.
There was a minor event.
1.5.
There was a catastrophic event.
1.5
I love
games
a good
down
pun,
this
I'm
year.
sorry.
But that was a lot of fun. That's the second time we got to play Terraforming Mars. I think it was
I enjoyed
a lot
it
smoother.
a lot more this time, and actually so much that I'd like to do it at least one more time and soon.
Yeah,
because I feel I have a good
A better handle on it.
Yeah,
of how to lose.
Till we move on to something else to really get
Kingdom
into.
Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
Well, I still want to play. I want to play a full game of Dinosaur Island. I wish it wasn't 4 players.
We've got 2 weeks where we can fit another Terraforming Mars, and that should give Ray enough time to build those models.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Hey, let's give Ray about 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
I also started this week finally recording episode 2 of N is for Nerd.
Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. So that should. I'm going to have it out before the movie. I'm hoping to have it out this week. So look out for that. And I read issue #1 of Old Man Hawkeye, which was pretty good. I'm interested to see where they do that. That's of course from the Old Man Logan story.
That same character from that like blind old
The blind Hawkeye,
okay.
but it's
All
before that. So it's
All right.
sort of a prequel
Would kind
for
of
him.
have to be.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hell, that story's 10 years old. So.
that's true.
I need to reread Old Man.
It's great. I think you let me borrow it the first time or something.
Probably.
Maybe.
I really enjoyed it. It was a good one.
But I think this is a 12-issue or 6-issue miniseries that they're doing for that. So I'm excited to see it because the first issue was really fun. There's a really good scene where the Madrox gang has shown up, and they all have these wicked awesome mustaches, like Old West mustaches.
Oh, shit.
and
That fits Jamie Madrox.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently it's only the dupes. They've killed off him or something. So they don't go real deep into it, but they're like, he's not around anymore. So it's all these like kind of out of control dupes, and it's a scene of like I think there's like 7 or 8 of them, and Hawkeye just like taking out every one of them like headshots from and then one of them running away and him getting really pissed because it hit him like in the collarbone instead. So it was pretty fun. I'm excited to see where else that goes, and I think that other than that and the Spider-Mans, that was the only comics I got to read this week. So there you go.
Pretty good nerd run there, Ray.
Thank you. I'll take a bow.
Hey.
30 minutes before I got here, I finally beat Assassin's Creed Origins.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Congrats.
Yeah. Great story. Hobbled to the end. Still don't know if it's the game or the controller. I'm going to start up another game probably tomorrow just to see. But it's all done. Great story ending. It's it's just, interesting just to kind of see the characters' progressions from the beginning of the game to the end, and it's really interesting because it's one of the few games where the relationship between the characters, the husband and wife specifically, just seem, very real, and they're forever changed by the events that happen, in the game, and it's just really cool. A game, stuck with me.
That's really odd in an open world game too, to have those kind of relationships.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of the basic Assassin's Creed stuff. I'm this famous person you read about once, and want to send you on this mission and stuff. But there's some extra things in the game that are just really good.
Is this tied with the other ones? Because I know the only ones I know of is Ezio. That character from Assassin's Creed, is it the same?
Well, no. They've kind of gone a few different ways with the story. In general, it's the same, but it's in the same universe, but it's not the same. Like the same people involved. It's kind of hard to explain. Because
is this one more like a prequel?
Well, no.
Is the timeline for it?
It's moving forward in the modern day era, but they keep, they keep jumping around in the past eras, just depending on what they want to do.
Do you think they would ever do Assassin's Creed like in a more modern setting, like 60s, 70s, 80s, like something like that?
I don't know. I wouldn't think they would go that early. I think the earliest they would go, or the latest they would go, was probably 1800s,
which is what they did for Syndicate.
Yeah,
was that the one that was during like
London
during the Industrial Revolution?
Okay,
I feel that
during the Civil War.
Anything after that would be just would take place in the modern era. It would be a part of the modern gameplay section. Gotcha. They didn't really bring the modern gameplay side, but they are starting to develop the modern side of the story again, which is what I really, really like. And just all the cool stuff and how they interwove the ancient civilization into Egyptian civilization, Egyptian myth, and of course the birth of the Assassin's Order, the gameplay. I can't recommend it enough. It's just a solid game. I haven't had I haven't had that much fun with an open world game in a long time. TJ?
Oh, I was just going to mention one thing for Nathan. If you want some that are set more towards the modern era, if you read the comic books and stuff like that, I know that some of the comics were set during the Bolshevik Revolution, with the czars and everything else.
Yeah.
And then you had like some references to the Kennedy assassination, some of the other comics and stuff. So
okay,
that might help out with that. Sorry, Nate.
Yeah,
it's cool. But yeah, I mean, like Caesar's involved, Cleopatra. It's really cool, and I mean, hell, there's a secret tomb underneath, ancient civilization tomb under the Sphinx, which is super cool. So I'll stop talking about that finally, right, guys?
No.
Yeah,
cool.
I was talking about more about our listeners. Some guys like, I don't like that game.
Well, I've never played them. I've always been intrigued to try and get into them. I just never have.
They're not for everybody, and there are some great entries in the series, and there are some not so great entries into the series. But I really don't think you can go wrong with them. I'd say give them a try, especially the first one. You can probably get it for $10, if that. And it's a more simplified version of the newer iterations with the new features and everything. Mm-hmm. But it'll give you a really good idea into the story. And of course, the second one
those
is
are just amazing.
Probably the best one, if not one of the best ones, as far as gameplay and story goes. And I mean, the trilogy, of that original trilogy, is really good, and hopefully they've patched Assassin's Creed 3 to be a lot better as well. So I mean, you go from the 1000s during Crusader times in the Israel area, Jerusalem. Then you go to Florence and
Rome during the 15th century.
Exactly, and then you end up in colonial America and during the American Revolution in the third one. So it's just it's really cool. Just a really cool array of story. If you like history, I mean, it takes creative, obviously creative liberties with history, but what they do with it, it's really cool.
Yeah, the fourth one's in the 1700s in the Bahamas.
Yeah, you're a pirate.
Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
Oh, it's so nice.
That one was actually really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I played the one also where you were during the French Revolution, which is not bad. It has its problems. Patching helped out a lot. I might go back and play Syndicate, the one after that, the one that takes place in London during the Industrial Revolution, but we'll see on that.
Yeah.
Also, moving on, Ray and I are going to start a new business. Audiobooks.
Yeah, we talked a lot about this the other day at work.
Because what started it on is one of our listeners. He did some Harry Potter and Buffy fan fiction, and we were that kind of sparked us like, man, that would be awesome if we could do an audiobook of that. And we thought about, and that kind of sparked us into a conversation about the cost of narrating, editing, and if we could, basically undercut it.
Yeah, undercut everyone else,
and then start with like independent stuff, And I could do a really good reading voice as well. So.
There's website you can go and they'll send you the book. They'll pay you if you do it.
Yeah. And I can do different voices too. Go from there. So
because since I have the equipment already, we were looking into it, and just the voice actors alone sometimes charge like $5,000 for an audiobook, and we're like, $5,000, good God!
But think about
Michael do it for $5.
I'll come in at $4,000, and see what happens.
But really think if you commit to that, the hours you got to put in.
Because I think I was also looking
average
into
books, 10 hours, and that's them editing, cutting and going. I can only imagine how much time it takes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they were saying it's something like 60 hours usually to edit a whole entire book.
Yeah, I believe it.
So that would be, and I think it's 2 hours per actual recorded hour. You put 2 hours in of recording it. So yeah.
I bet. But that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So basically, Ray and I are going to become thousandaires.
Exactly. So if you're out there looking for an audiobook, contact Big Brown
fan fiction
or fan fiction, and you want an audiobook for that.
Yes, we will do both.
Big Brown Audiobook Town is open for business.
Oh, that's right. Westworld 2's trailers premiering during the Super
Tonight,
Bowl. Yeah. Sorry, Greg Steele posted on the page. So,
thank you, Greg.
We have to keep up with our social media presence.
Yeah.
And my second nerd on is every now and then I'll get a wild hair up my ass to just kind of just read random things about just whatever. Like one time I did this whole backstory on Lord of the Rings, not by reading the Silmarillion, just reading the Lord of the Rings Wikipedia, because you can get a lot more information quicker. But what sparked this was a really cool Carnage statue that came in from Sideshow that I thought really cool on an email. But
I saw that. That thing looked bad.
I even though I wasn't really big into comics, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and the symbiotes and everything have always just been really cool to me, and I always thought Carnage was awesome. Venom's my favorite, obviously, because Carnage is pretty 90s, but I just was starting to read about the character and found out that there's all the crazy shit they did with him, like how Ben Reilly had the symbiote at one point, I guess.
Oh goodness!
And how they've ripped the symbiote from Cassidy, but now they can't anymore because it's in his blood. So if you cut him, he'll become the Carnage. And that kind of moved on to Agent Venom, which I thought's a pretty cool idea. I don't know anything about this Agent Venom character, played by Joe Manganiello, who played Flash Thompson as Agent Venom for the one or two people, including me, that didn't know.
Yeah.
But so just kind of, doing that and trying to just read up on more of that and expand my nerd knowledge or reawaken those dormant memories of childhood. But other than that, that's it.
Chuck.
Started this week. Kind of fell off on Taboo. I have a problem with just I get into a show and then I just fall off on it. But I started Rick and Morty on Hulu, and I asked Nathan about it last night. When does it start getting funny?
I don't think the show's for you, Chuck.
I'm giving it a chance.
You gotta have a highbrow sense of humor and understanding of some type of science. That's probably just why it doesn't relate to you.
I just don't get it. I know people love it. I have a couple people I work with. They rave about it. They say it's hilarious. You say it is, but I mean, I'm giving it an honest chance, Nathan, because I want you to like me.
Oh God!
I don't think it's gonna fucking work, man. But no, I don't get the humor in it.
You know what was cracking me up though is Chuck was like, I never think it's funny, and then I started quoting Mr. Mises, and Chuck started laughing
because that was kind of funny. Because
I'm like, it's a great show.
He appears for a task and then he dies, and then he gets an impossible task, and then he starts hitting the box to bring more Mr. Meeseeks out. And
oh man, don't they talk like this?
Mr. Meeseeks.
It's such a stupid premise because it's a box, and Mr. Mises will do whatever task, and then when he's done, he dies. Both his wife and daughter gave pretty crazy task, and Mr. Mises took care of it like it's nothing. Yeah. And the father was like, "Just help me take 2 strokes off my
golf game."
Yeah, and it just snowballed. I don't know. It's like I said. I think it's a very funny show.
Come on, Jerry! No, don't bend your knees. And go through. I know, Mr. Mises.
That was fun, but it's like I'm only 7 episodes into the first season, so I don't know. Maybe it'll get better later.
Third of the way through the series.
Just like
if you don't like it by then, you're not going to like it.
What was the other show?
Arrested
Development. Like that was first season wasn't for me. But
the second season I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
But other than that, picked up Dragon Ball.
Were they heavy?
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Started playing that a little bit more this week. Fell off on that, but starting to get more into it. And now I'm just going to go through the story mode. My problem is
ground trucks.
Yeah.
No.
Can't you quit or can't you finish put a shirt on?
Yeah.
I think my problem is I'll obsess over something and I will block everything out, and then I get bored doing it. Like Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch in maybe 4 or 5 months because I constantly played it, and I'm just I'm burned out on it.
May I recommend a entertainment to-do list?
Okay.
So imagine this. Okay. How about this, Chuck? Because I think we're all a little interested in this anyway, and I hope you guys will forgive me the sidestep.
No, it's fine.
I don't think Chuck's going to go along with it, but if he does, it might get a little lengthy. My question being, Chuck, run me through a typical day of what do you do? You have a day off. What do you do? Tell me about that.
Normally, I'll wake up around 7 or 8 because that's where I'm normally waking up for work.
Okay.
Do my business in the bathroom.
Okay.
Clean up.
Oh, so
get something for breakfast.
We're doing a really detailed.
What do you want me to know?
Give us the highlights of your day.
I don't need to know about your morning ablutions.
Okay. Normally my day off is I'm just trying to relax and just recover.
Just sitting there angry.
Recover from the week. No, just recover from the week because I pretty much I think I function very well for just my scheduling and just trying just to do whatever to fit anything in. And come my day off, I'm just exhausted. Like if I get a movie or 2 in, then I'm done.
Okay, so when do you normally play your video game? When you get into your obsessive states, are these only on your day off, or are these at the end of your working days as well?
Both.
Okay, so how about this? If you have 3 hours of time,
yes,
write down a list. Let's say 6 p.m. I want to play an hour of Nightcrawlers.
Okay.
And then 8 p.m. I want to watch
Paycheck.
Monster Truck reruns. And then 9 p.m. I'm going, to watch Witch with commentary. And stick to that schedule. And then the next night,
block out your own programming.
They can be the same because exactly, because you have so little free time because you do work 6 days a week and there's many a meat to be sectioned and cut into smaller pieces of meat. So in order to most efficiently use what little free time you have and to combat your obsessive nature, I really think this would be a good idea for you.
Okay, when Netflix asks, "Are you still there?"
Yes.
Click no, Netflix. I'm not still there.
Let's watch a new show.
Let's change it up here.
Yeah.
And, let's go down a different rabbit hole for an hour or two, and maybe I'll come back and jump back in this pool.
It's true, but writing it down and really, holding yourself to a schedule sometimes can hold you accountable and make things a lot easier.
I'll try it this week.
And the more you know.
G.I.
Joe.
Anyway, what else did you nerd out on?
Trying to brainstorm on 2 projects I'm wanting to do before May.
Ooh.
Torture Dungeon?
No, it's
He's got that already.
It's something for a podcast. So
Yeah.
What?
Another podcast?
no, it's this one.
Butcher's Bill.
No, well, one of the ideas was brought up to me last night with a sandwich board.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm down for this one.
I'm really. You brought it up, Ray.
I have a lot of good ideas. I can't remember them all.
That one was
90
mine,
in
actually.
Bascom.
That one's mine, actually.
Oh, that was yours?
Yes.
Ray just diarrhea is a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Literally, and he also talks a lot.
Another one.
You said sandwich board, and I thought very literally. God damn, I wish I had a sandwich right now.
Fucking sandwich podcast. Wait, guys.
Butcher's
Why
Block.
aren't we
Why don't we have a
podcasting
podcast about sandwiches?
God.
We could sit around a big wooden butcher's block with some pickles, some pastrami, just kind of out there,
Some
different types
artisan
of
breads?
bread.
Some
different breads. And, you just talk about your selections, your choices.
Yeah.
You know
Kinda
what?
cool.
I'm going to go for a lightly ground mustard. I want some crunch and some real spice. So, I'm going to just foretell the French's
Throw on a
tonight.
sour
Now,
down
sandwich
for me.
cast is where I'm at, man.
Yeah.
Let's
Absolutely.
True.
listen. Fuck being a nerd. I'm a sandwich guy at heart. So, anyway,
Nerdwiches.
just hit
much.
delete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, who nerds who make sandwiches sometimes.
But
Every day.
Every day.
the last 2 things, finally got to watch. After it was one of the things was spoiled for me last week. The 2018 Royal Rumble.
What was spoiled for you, Chuck?
The winner?
What could have possibly spoiled
Who
something
won?
for you?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shitsney.
Shih Tzu?
The card overall
Chakamura.
was amazing. They just ran into timing issues, and it showed in at least one of the matches that it didn't make sense, the stipulation for the match, because it was a 2 out of 3 fall tag team match, and normally it'll go Team A will win the first fall, then B, and then it's up who's going to be A or B to get the third fall. It literally was 12 minutes, I believe, into the match. The Usos won the first fall. Then 2 minutes later, they won the second when the match is over.
Sounds
It was
fast.
well, 2 of the
Nobody
matches
wants
were
to
an
watch
hour
this
long.
shit.
Well, no, the Usos, pretty much one of the best tag teams in wrestling right now, not just the WWE, but they had 2 matches on the card that were an hour long. So it was a 4-hour pay-per-view, and they had to dedicate the rest of it to, I think, 5 other matches. They didn't have enough time. But Shinsuke Nakamura won it for the Men's Royal Rumble, and Asuka won it for the Women's Rumble.
Good for Shitsney.
And because of that, I realize wrestling fans are some of the worst fucking people in the world. They're constant crybabies.
I think fans are just the worst people in the world.
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, wrestling fans are pretty bad because they're like, oh, this guy should know what, and they just bitch and complain. And
No, that sounds like fans.
Sounds
Yeah.
like all the people I'm in comic book groups with and everything.
but what really made me mad is people are like, oh, why'd they let the Godzillas win it? And I was like, come on, man.
There's a team of Godzillas.
Why haven't
Because
you
they're,
told us this, Chuck?
they're Japanese. they're like,
How
they let
big
the
are
Godzilla
they?
win.
Fuck!
They're pretty big.
Godzilla wrestling, and the motherfucker hasn't mentioned it to
They
us
got-
till today.
When did Vince secure the technology for fucking kaiju?
He's probably got fucking devil dinosaur wrestling on there too.
Yeah, you should start
You
watching
got-
wrestling a little bit more,
you
right?
got-
Son of a
But
bitch.
I'm
Godzilla's
excited
devil
because
dinosaur
it's
shit
holding out
skin
on
the
people.
Royal Rumble. It's the road to WrestleMania, so one match has already been set. It's AJ Styles, the WWE champion from SmackDown, versus
Should
Shinsuke
be a team
Nakamura.
for the XFL.
It's going to be amazing because if you get a chance, watch their matches. Or the one match they had in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think it was 2012. You probably won't see a match like that again. It was amazing. I've seen it once, so there was that. And the last thing is, it's not really a nerd thing, but I'm enjoying it because right now it is the
We
Super
all
Bowl.
enjoy
The
it
Super
every
Bowl's
once
going
in a
on right now. My mom was from Philadelphia, so all my family's from up there. And as of
Wait a
right
minute.
now,
Was it West Philadelphia?
no.
Born and raised?
No. But as of right now,
You
going
spent
into the
most of your
fourth
days on
quarter,
a playground?
the Eagles are beating the Patriots only by 3, but they're still winning
No.
for right now. For now, they're winning. So I got a little smile. I'm enjoying it right now, but I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to jinx it. So
You already did.
shut up. That's my nerd on. TJ.
Well, this week, Katie's Doc Brown hot toy came in, finally.
It seems like every one you get just gets better and better.
Gads, it was a beautiful toy.
Yes.
That Doc Brown's pretty sweet. I mean,
Scott.
I wish it did have a second head sculpt where it's
Not having his mouth open?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have liked another facial expression, but
Especially because you put him next to Marty, and Marty's so just chill in
Yeah.
his picture.
yeah, and Doc's just kind of like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, man,
Doc got that
bring it
fuck
back.
face. The fuck?
But just even the accessories with it are so
Yeah, the
cool.
accessories with both of them are great. Like the newspapers, because Marty's got the teen jailed USA Today, and you open it up and there's like articles and everything else in the paper. And then Doc's got the other one where it says gang jailed. There's a little. I mean, it's just crazy. The
like a
stuff that comes with
briefcase
it.
full of ears
Yeah.
of money.
Yeah, the briefcase full of money with the tape that you actually had to put on it. That was a fun chore. Masterminds is a movie I watched this week. Is probably the
Mastermind was awesome.
most redneck ass movie I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't that a movie?
I'm thinking the DreamWorks Mastermind.
Oh no! I was thinking about the high school hacking movie where Captain Picard's the bad guy, and the kid from Mad Men is the good guy, Vincent
Oh, so
Kartheiser.
This was
the movie with
exact-
Ray.
Yeah, the movie that Ray was in.
That movie's because that's all based on a fucking real story.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was. I was laughing at parts of it.
It has-
And fucking Owen Wilson's damn Geo with the fucking monster truck tires on it.
Dude, the
That's pretty damn
Hitman, like just
Yeah,
that,
the Hitman guy was pretty good too.
that was pretty good stories.
Yeah. And then been cleaning out my woodshed, moving some things around, getting that ready to start working on our table.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
They can't hide the bodies there anymore.
No, I had to give him those back. So
Every
Sorry,
time
man.
you work on it, we should do a time lapse video so we have one long woodworking.
I'll
video.
start doing some before and after pictures and stuff. So
That'd be cool.
all right,
That's it.
that's all I got.
All right,
That's
guys. I'll try and keep mine really long too. So I've watched a few movies. I watched Battle of the Sexes, the movie with Emma Stone and Emma Stone, and I think I said Emma Stone and
You did.
Steve Carell, and it was a
Okay.
pretty good movie. I was not.
Who won?
Which sex won?
At the end,
Was it Doggy Style?
ignorance
or
is what lost. You guys know the
Missionary?
movie I'm talking about, right? Everybody, actually.
No.
Oh, okay. It's the movie about
with
it's
Steve
from the
Carell and Emma
70s.
Stone.
With Billie
tennis?
Jean, the tennis movie,
Mm-hmm.
where like it was based off like the dude just being like, women aren't as good as men and all that. And
Was it
getting his ass-
McElroy?
I don't think it was Malcolm. It was something like that. You might be right. I can't remember what his name. is.
John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Jim McElroy, the tennis player, I believe.
Yeah. I think that was it.
Pronounced mackerel.
It was a like I said, the previews made it seem like it was going to be a lot more fun. And it wasn't that, wasn't it? Like, once Steve Carell really got to take off, his character was great in it. As the first half is a very awkward love story of them just building, like, Emma Stone's character out. But overall, it wasn't a bad movie. I wanted to see it, so we rented it one night. I also watched Happy Death Day. It's essentially Groundhog's Day mixed with murder. It's a Blumhouse movie, so you take it for what it is. It was okay. Anybody else watch it?
No.
Down.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not being able to place what it was.
Just came out.
It was like the girl's birthday, and
she gets murdered, and every time she gets murdered, her day restarts. So it's her trying to figure out who's murdering her out of all her friends.
Were they giant aliens? Was Tom Cruise in it?
No. And she's a really
good
piece of shit. Like she's a very unlikable character at first, so she did a really good job of that. Not scary at all. It's more of a fun movie, is what I would say. It's definitely more aimed towards semi-comedy mixed with that Blumhouse like wackiness, you know. And then I also started watching these videos called Zach Morris's Trash.
Oh, I saw those on Amazon.
Yeah,
I haven't watched them.
They're only like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long.
They're Funny or Die, aren't they?
I don't know. If they are, they don't say it like they usually do.
Oh, I
Zach
thought they were.
Morris is trash?
Yeah, so it's just, I think it was off of YouTube or something like that, but they take the synopsis of every Saved by the Bell episode and just show how Zach Morris is a giant piece of shit and how he uses his friends and abuses them. It's very funny.
Totally legit.
Yeah.
I had one I wanted to throw on there. I was watching Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a tradition. So get to the end, I'm talking to Katie during the credits, I'm watching it, and all of a sudden I see Michael Shannon on the credits list. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go IMDb it real quick, and sure enough, fucking Michael Shannon's that young couple that gets married and he gives the WWE tickets to. And I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Says, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Mike knew because he has this encyclopedic knowledge of
Mike
movies
actually
and
is
actors.
IMDb.
Yeah.
They just plugged an Ethernet cable up in his asshole and it just goes straight to the internet.
Actually, my pee hole, but okay.
But yeah,
I'm one for accuracy.
that was crazy. It's just one of those I didn't expect to see.
Bit part. Besides watching the movies and a couple other things, Fallout 4, I've even further, won't really go into much detail, just to say that I really am enjoying the game.
Are you still Batman?
Yeah, I still wear my Batman mods because it just makes me laugh in cutscenes. Because they're all like, wandering through a wasteland and I'm fucking in full Batman gear. Fucking,
I'm okay. How are you guys?
Arkham Knight. I essentially went to. I'm playing where I'm a-okay with the father, and I'm helping destroy everything else above land. So I'm not gonna. I like being bad. I like destroying the good of people. And then I've been listening to a lot of funk this week, getting the funk out. Mostly Rick James. I kind of feel bad because I've never gave Rick James the time of day. Besides, you hear Super Freak.
Yeah.
And so I've been really playing the shit out of that riding around.
Bad to the bone. Man.
He truly is, man. And like, I don't know. I think the biggest thing when I listen to the music is you can hear the fun that they were having in the studio. The way he sings and the just the layers of the different. It's not just him. The other voices. There's like the deep voice guy, like "Come here, girl," like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's so good. I think I slowly just will not listen to anything but funk, and I'll always be in a good mood because I'm getting the funk out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, guys. And I'm gonna get me some cool beads for my bald spot, for my bald. Like maybe if I put some beads on the little bit of hair, I can comb it over my bald, and it'll be good.
Wow.
So you should have beads that have other hair attached to it. Just put a bunch of like fly fishing baits in your hair.
Like Tobias when he gets to the hair plugs. Just really bad hair plugs that are bloody and raw. So that is Nerd On for you guys. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back to tell you about all those awesome trailers and stuff that are going on with the Super Bowl. The news.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to the newsman of the evening, Jimmy Ray Hancock. Come on now. He's with the news. You're gonna read the news now. Jimmy Ray, he's with the news. Hey Ray, what type of news you got tonight? Well, I hope it's good. This is Ray with the news. Here we go. Ray's with the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. news. Ray is reading the news, yeah.
All right, Ray.
Nice. Okay, so first off in the news,
What
Cowboy
that?
Ninja.
Viking. We talked about this a couple of months back. Chris Pratt is attached to about a graphic movie that's used to be a graphic novel that's hoping to be a movie. They have a director now, and it's Michelle McLaren, who did a lot of the Game of Thrones stuff. So
Okay, that'll work.
yeah, so that's apparently moving forward. So we'll see how that is.
Got a name like Chris Pratt, you know they're going to try and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially if he's
Cowboy Ninja Viking.
Cowboy Ninja Viking. So speaking of movies, Men in Black.
I was hearing about
They're
this.
doing what's looking like a reboot spin-off sort of like thing. They're going to keeping in the same universe, it looks like. It's not going to be the same characters.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a
letters of the
sequel.
alphabet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably something like that. But F. Gary Gray, who
Hey,
straight out of Compton.
why you gotta talk about Gary Gray like that, man? You don't know anything about Gary.
It took me a second. And he also directed Fate of the Furious, which doesn't
Was
bode well,
really
but
good.
That's means this will be action packed.
or something.
You know,
Mercilessly
I was so
action-packed.
hoping they were going to do that Jonah Hill movie mixed with Men in Black, because that was like a legit rumor
that's
that was
not
going around.
off the
Oh,
21
shit.
that's
Jump
still-
Street.
yeah, the 21 Jump Street Men in Black. That's probably not happening, but it's not off the table. It's not this project. This is something different.
That's what's
But
going to
that's not
help
off the table.
That's going to help relaunch this. That's the stepping stone. 23 Jump Street with Men in Black will get us the Men in Black franchise. Does anybody want that franchise to continue?
No.
I think they kind of told the story.
Men in Black's
they
not
needed to.
bad though.
I enjoyed the first one. The second
The
one I did not
cartoon
like
was
that
good,
much.
though.
I never watched the third one. Never even seen it. With
Well, I think it's interesting. Just just an episodic continuation of the Men in Black.
I didn't mean to be
working
negative
hard
with that
and-
question. I was just more like, is there
Oh.
anyone really pining for that universe?
I think
that much?
I think it would be better as like an episodic show, like on like HBO or Netflix or Hulu or something like that. I think it would be better.
I agree with TJ.
You
on
got your
that.
monster of the week type thing, and you keep the story shorter and
Alien of the
Well,
Week.
because
Alien of
that
the Week,
movie,
Monster Week,
those
whatever.
movies were such a just huge. You know, as Will Ferrell what carried them, and then Tommy Lee
Will
Jones
Smith.
was
Will
good.
Ferrell did
sorry,
carry
Will,
them.
Will, so, but Tommy Lee
Same
Jones
thing.
really helped counterbalance it. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
It's called the Straight Man Act.
Yes.
Like, what's her name? Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis used to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Tom
well,
Hanks.
guys, way to make that awkward.
Yeah. You're the one that brought up a 70-year-old reference that everyone's going to catch out there.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that we weren't doing references on a nerd podcast. Let me just reel that right. I figured you'd get that right away.
I did.
Well, that was
But
kind
I
of
knew that Chuck
old
didn't.
when Ray was watching entertainment.
on that newfangled television, he couldn't quite take it.
Tom Hanks is attached to a Mr. Rogers biopic that's going to be called You're My Friend.
To
You're gonna
quote
have
what I
surgery?
read, you got the nicest guy in Hollywood playing the nicest guy that was ever on TV.
So
So
there you
it's
go.
probably going to be perfect.
Is Tom Hanks going to do any roles where he's not doing a biopic anymore?
Well, that's like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Like, all he does anymore is just like
America films.
it's just America because he's doing the 15-17 to Paris, basically creating an entire movie around those American soldiers stopping that stabbing on the Paris metro like a couple years ago with the actual dudes who did it.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
going to be. They're probably incredible actors. So,
Yeah. I mean, they're stellar soldiers.
They
so
saw
they
the
must be good
stabbing.
at acting.
That's a Mitch Hedberg joke.
But-
Oh, you can cook? Can you farm?
I mean, am I wrong though? I mean, what's the last role that Tom Hanks did that wasn't a biopic?
I don't know what
He's-
he's done lately.
I
I
don't
know
know,
he did that
'cause-
plane one.
Yeah, he did that plane one where the
Sully.
plane crashed,
Yeah.
and
Well, that
he
was
was on an
biopic.
island for a couple years.
He did
They
do
did that biopic.
He did that Disney movie. Well, that was a biopic too, I guess.
Yeah. Which one?
It was a movie where he plays Walt Disney.
Larry
I know.
Crown. That was about
That was a while
2-3
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Larry Crown, no joke, is probably closer to 5 or 6.
Mhm.
I seriously think
You're
it's
probably right.
because I look forward to it because like I love That Thing You Do, which is the only movie that Tom Hanks ever wrote and directed. Larry Crown was the next one, and it just
I loved Larry Crown. It was That Thing You Do, but I loved Larry Crown. It made me feel good. It's a good movie.
I'll have to watch that one day. Okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was just
Just watch
asking.
it at church.
Okay.
he's
He's a great actor, and he's a
He's a
nice
good
guy,
actor.
and yeah, I think it's going to be
he's
great for that role,
lost
too.
some of the weight he carried in movies like 'cause-
Yeah, he has lost a lot of weight.
well like where he used to make a movie was going to be a guarantee going to make a lot of money and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
just doesn't have it there.
Well,
I guarantee he's probably a safe bet. They'll probably make X amount of money, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things. Now, but
I don't get excited about Tom Hanks movies anymore.
But it's
I used
also
to.
a Mr. Rogers film, and that's a very specific person that you're marketing that to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You mean everyone?
Yeah.
'Cause everyone loves Mr. Rogers.
Well, everyone our age, but
Yeah.
kids younger than us don't know who Mr. Rogers is.
yeah, but
No, they still
Like, you got
the
our
neighborhood
age
show.
to,
He
like-
just did is the Post. That's his new one that's out now.
He
I
also
don't know
did
if
The
that's-
Circle.
there you
With
go.
Emma
The
Watson.
Circle. Yeah, that was.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you
I
go.
knew he did some
the Da
shit movie.
Vinci Code, though, and those some biopics.
He also did Inferno, which was another one of those.
That was the
Da
third
Vinci
one.
Code.
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, that's what you said. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good for you, Mr. Hanks.
So he's doing Ron Howard serial books and biopics
He's too busy collecting typewriters and all that stuff.
and making typewriter apps and sending people typewriters as thank you notes and shit.
Nice.
We got the first teaser for Solo, a Star Wars movie.
All I want's Money Pit 2, Tom Hanks. Jesus.
Dick Shelley
Burbs
belongs to
You're
warp
making
side of
me
the-
wait years. Sorry, what were you
many
saying? I just get
we
really
got the first
incensed.
teaser for Solo, a Star Wars story.
It made my balls tingle.
It's a teaser, but
But we've been talking or a lot of y'all have been talking about how bad you thought it was going to be, and it might still be.
I still think
It will.
I
Because
still
I've
think it's
still
going to be
been
bad.
kind of excited about it. It's Star Wars, guys. It's Star Wars.
It's terrible until proven otherwise. Have you seen the prequels?
Yeah.
You can't just look at me and say it's Star Wars, guys, because they made
Yeah.
3 fucking terrible
and I went and
movies
watched all
back
of them.
to back
I
to
know,
back.
but that just shows that
I
you
bought
don't
them
learn.
multiple times in
you
my
can't
life.
trust a trailer
I
at
still
all.
want them to be good. They're not.
That's true,
Ray
especially
still
in a
want them to be good.
hurricane. You can't
Ray's the
trust
type of
a trailer.
person that'd be married to an abusive
If
person
Ray-
and would go back.
Yeah, if Ray likes
Every-
something,
Allison, he
I
does.
fell
He
down
is
the
married.
stairs.
he will not say something bad if he's a fan of it. Like that is Ray to die
Yes.
hard for Marvel.
Okay,
Star
Mr.
Wars.
DC.
Yeah, for real.
Every smelly piece of shit DC's ever made.
No, I've given their flaws. but-
Nathan officially changed his name to Kettle over here.
To quote Fat Bastard, everyone digs their own brand, man. It's just how it goes. It's okay.
Wow.
It's okay. You defend what you love.
yes.
Hypocrites. It's okay, you fucking
But,
Not a
hypocrites.
hypocrite. Not a hypocrite.
The teaser has my interest peaked.
No, I am kind of upset.
Nobody
because it's
likes to be called a
obviously
hypocrite,
not true.
But I'm waiting
And
for the
it's
trailer
so
to come out
true.
tomorrow
Nah.
because
Yeah, I want to
I
see
think
the
it'll
full
be good.
trailer.
You and Ray are
The
the
trailer.
same. You and Ray are different sides of the same coin
Them
when
too.
it comes
Oh, okay.
when it comes to what you love.
Yes.
and that's okay.
Guys, I'm really worried.
hypocrites.
Me and Chuck are the voices of reason trying to keep the podcast on track.
I
here.
think I don't like because the trailer for Rogue One looked okay. I thought the movie was bad.
I thought Rogue One trailer was amazing.
The Rogue One
teaser-
trailer was out of
the
control.
teaser
good.
so far for this has me interested. I just hope
You
it
do
doesn't.
love being teased.
Yes.
It did what
Not
it
coming
might
to
have
fruition,
to.
But I
or
do want to see
finishing
it. But
anything.
I don't think. Do we need a prequel for Han? Though?
It's well beyond that. We're going to get prequels
You're
for
getting it.
everything now.
I just
No.
We're going to get an Obi-Wan.
But I
We're
think
going to
it's
get a Boba Fett. We're going to
I
get a
want a Ewan
Yoda. We're going to
McGregor.
get
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
We're gonna get
Ewan McGregor's open to
a
it. Nobody's come
Princess
to him yet.
Leia.
I
We're
want-
going to get all of this
I
stuff.
swear to anytime the actor is open to it, they will definitely not use him.
Yeah,
They'll recast.
but he's older now, so it would fit.
There's some cool looking stuff in this little teaser.
Mhm.
Like it's all visuals.
But the trailer should by now, if you're listening to this tomorrow morning, it comes out on Good Morning America, so it should be out. So go check the YouTubes for it.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
try to send that out on all our social media stuff
And
when
give
it comes
our
out.
2 cents on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's,
Terrible.
and it comes out May 25th. So
Memorial Day.
yep.
Yep.
We also got an interesting trailer because we've been talking about the third Cloverfield.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of like little information coming out.
God Particle
but it's actually Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
And from the commercial that was given on the Super Bowl, it's going to be on Netflix tonight, Sunday, as we're recording this.
Yeah.
So when we get
what
finished,
do you guys think of it?
Of the trailer?
No.
I'm interested.
I'm asking the listeners because obviously I watched it last night.
Tell us what you thought.
TJ had a good point about it.
What's that?
How long ago the movie was?
It was 10 years ago. But anyway, I'm surprised that it's an actual prequel to the original Cloverfield because the way they've been talking is doing an anthology series for this.
Yeah, because
this is an actual
prequel or is it
prequel
happening at the same timeline of the original one?
Because
the guy seeing the explosions the same from the other movie was.
What happened and what caused the original incident in the first Cloverfield movie.
Yeah.
You got
to think it's going to... right away the title says Paradox, so they're going to fuck with the timeline.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Or they're going to, reboot or some
I'm
bullshit.
excited. I'm actually out tomorrow. I'm probably going to watch it. If
it did
really
say it was going to explain. Yeah, when I get finished this one, I'm waiting for this to download or upload and everything. I'll probably throw it on.
Yeah, I'll wait for it.
The coolest thing I was reading is that they're planning to actually... the producers to kind of not only to continue and expand upon its anthology series theme is to kind of engulf and add upon other works of media that could fit into the Cloverfield universe. The one that was most interesting that I saw was the 4-leaf Cloverfield universe where they're bringing in Warwick Davis from the Leprechaun movies.
Fuck.
Did you guys fall for that?
No, as soon as you said 4-leaf, I'm just looking, I'm like...
Nathan's just not mad. He's disappointed.
I actually
your jokes were better last night.
Well played. I don't know why I ever listened to you. It's a real thing. I ask myself every time I talk to you
because I sound convincing when I say these things.
But there's this when you listen to it again, you'll hear the setup coming.
No, I always about halfway through, I'm like, this is a setup for some shitty joke.
And yet you still listen politely.
I still listen politely. Listen. That's why you get those.
I know it's coming about halfway, so I'll just start laughing already. I'm like, okay.
Maybe he'll stop if we laugh prematurely.
Let's get him laughing now so he has to stop and kind of laugh so he can reboot himself a little
Mike's
bit.
easy to take because most of the time he thinks it's really funny. He laughs at his joke because he'll be like, and I'm going to...
While he's telling it.
It's this weird gurgling laugh that rolls in the back of his throat.
Well, he's told us what that is.
He's trying to
He's told us what that is, Nathan. It's him buffering information so he can get it out to us.
Yeah. So if you hear Mike take a half a hairball, he's probably bullshitting.
Just trying to figure out what I'm going to say next.
Oh gosh, can we move on from Cloverfield now?
Yeah,
it looks good.
4-leaf Clover.
It does look good.
Hopefully
I'm
it
watch
is good.
yeah.
Well, there was also the cop drama that they were going to do, Highway Patrol, called Pull Over Field. Man, Chuck loved that one.
All right, let's go on.
My funny bone's been tickled.
HBO is working on a Watchmen series. We talked about that a little bit.
All right.
For the pilot, the director's going to be Damon. I lost it. Lindelof. Damien Lindelof that's done some stuff with Leftovers, Vinyl, Better Call Saul, and the Americans.
Boo.
Do you not like
Damon Lindelof ruins everything.
Really?
Yeah,
I talk about how much I hate him all the time.
Many times.
I must not have remembered that name. What stuff has he ruined?
Everything.
Other than everything. Maybe a little more.
Lost.
Oh, I hate Lost.
That was J.J. Abrams, too, to be fair.
Yeah, but he ended it. Every time they have something that needs to be ended terribly,
They pull him in.
Prometheus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the one thing I remember Mike saying he hated.
I just like the idea of we need to end this, but we need to end it terribly.
Let's bring in Damon Lindelof. Oh well,
I'm like Rune and Shia.
we're gonna make it all a dream. No one's done that except for
Hey,
Roseanne.
Damon, we got to end The Sopranos. I don't know how to do this.
Dude, I got. That's the joke.
shut him
That's how
up.
Sopranos ended.
Oh, man.
So that's a thing that's happening. So now I'm depressed about it. We got the season 2 trailer for Westworld.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking like shit is getting real. Android uprising imminent.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still need to see that.
I'm probably going to take my 44 Magnum and blow the shit out of my Roomba when we get finished with this podcast after watching that.
Yeah, that is a good. That was an awesome teaser.
I will sweep you.
Trailer. I don't know what you're
grave.
talking.
Shoot his Alexa, shoot his Roomba. It'll be
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Westworld was so good, and they have made us wait so damn long.
Yeah.
Blame the California fires.
Wait, when did
It's
season
only
1
been
end?
2 years, isn't it?
It ended.
Year and a half?
Yeah, about. I think it ended around April last year. I felt like it started.
I feel like it was
I think
about mid 2011.
because
No.
what sorry,
it could have
Game
been
of
late
Thrones
16,
started-
early 2017. I
because
think is what it
Westworld's
was.
ended before Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones typically would always air around April,
I think it ended
Game of
around
Thrones was pushed back.
February
Yeah.
to April around.
and
there.
and that was 2016 because
Because it started October and I think went to and then I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure we went all 2017 without Westworld.
April
But
It's very true.
22nd, though.
so we've waited a while, just like we're
April
now waiting
20th.
for Game of Thrones. So.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have full faith that it's going to be terrible.
If they took
No, I'm
they took
joking.
that long
I think it's going to be really good.
with it, I think they're doing that to
Yeah.
make it so good.
Well, Mike, you said they had fires. Is that what was one of the things that?
Well, I mean, they had it just took them forever to get around, but when a lot of production had to be halted due to the California wildfires over the summer and fall of this
Gotcha.
year.
But I don't know.
I'm
It
glad
looks
it
good.
didn't look like anything got spoiled for me because I still haven't finished the first season.
I
I
mean,
need to
The
watch
way
the first
the way the
season.
show is going, I can see where the trailer with the android rising up.
There's
But
a few
once you
things you're
watch
still
the,
not going to see coming.
yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
just finish it. You won't regret it.
No, you will not.
oh, I know.
Or you will, and it'll haunt you the rest of your life.
I need
did I finish Westworld?
I need to rewatch it. Actually, is what I need to do since it's been so long. Kind of get that refresher.
Yeah,
Get some more Tony Hopkins.
Well, because I'm now all I remember is like the grand strokes of the story. I don't remember all the little things,
Nuances.
that were so awesome about
Yeah,
it.
because sometimes it's little strokes that matter, not the grand strokes.
That's the truth right there.
Because they build you up, they get you to the grand strokes.
And then that's where they really just
Yeah,
fondle at the end.
yeah, get the
Mhm.
crescendo
Yeah, for that bit.
strokes.
Anyway, what else is on that news, Ray?
Well,
That's
we
it.
were going to. Yeah, that's it. No more.
no, there's still some more news.
I'm still working on it. So, Jumanji apparently jumped back into the number one spot at the billboards of movies.
Box office.
Box
came
office.
back
That's
in.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Reading that, I was like, that's pretty great because I mean, it made 11 million this weekend, which obviously isn't like blowing it out, but that movie came out in December.
Yeah.
And
Which
like,
shows you just how bad what's out
yeah,
now. That this movie that came
Yeah,
out a month ago,
Yeah,
or
I mean,
2 months ago,
you
is
see
still
it
going.
happen from time to time, but usually it's like a 2-week period, not like
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
not
usually
this far.
Yeah.
there might be a Friday like something else come out and then it'll come back around.
Mhm.
But for this movie to have came out and like had a whole month of still being there to come back at the top,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's things like Maze Runner. I mean, Star Wars was still out, and it shows how much that family fun rock is just fucking loved by people. It
Yeah.
blows me away.
Gotta get that movie pass burning a hole in your pocket.
Now, I've heard it's a lot
That's
better
true.
than it would
And
have
the
seemed
original
that it would have been.
Jumanji.
Yeah, like I said, we watched half of it, and I enjoyed it. So it's just I don't know.
Was it the middle half? The end half?
No, we left in the middle because my kid got sick.
Mm.
Oh. You didn't shame him?
I did. I tried my best to shame him to stay. I spent a lot of money.
I had severe food poisoning and stayed for The Hobbit. I think The Hobbit gave me the severe food poisoning.
That's about right.
It was all
actually.
that shit you had to watch.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You just drop trowel in the theater and just kind of just sit there and just
Got that large popcorn.
yeah.
What else?
So we talked about how Brian Michael Bendis will be moving over to DC Comics. They finally released what he's going to be working on. Issue number
Janitorial issues.
issue number 1000 is of Action Comics is actually coming on, which is a milestone. He's going to be working on at least part of that with Jim Lee.
Oh wow!
Which is a pretty big deal. He's also going to be working on Man of Steel, which will be I think a 6-issue weekly miniseries about Superman and Krypton and all of that stuff. And then he's going to start off with Superman number 1. I think it's different than the Superman that's currently running right now. I think it is. They're also
It's all the same.
there's also going to be this is what the release says. A curated custom imprint, also scheduled for 2018, is a Bendis curated custom imprint of titles. This new custom imprint will feature some of Bendis's all-time favorite characters in a very unique and unusual situations, combined with new characters created specifically for this new imprint. Does that sound like Ultimate DC to you? Which could be cool because Bendis is not known for his continuity, like keeping that in check. So
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so he's going to be doing a lot of Superman's stuff.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah,
that could be good. I mean,
could be good, could be
nice,
bad. We'll have to see.
Take on it.
Could be rad.
Yeah, we'll have to see. DMG Entertainment, which is was responsible for things like Looper, purchased Valiant Entertainment. Valiant Entertainment, yes. So that's all Exo, Manowar, Bloodshot, Harbinger, Ninjak. They purchased that up.
I don't know what any of that is.
It's the third largest comic book it's the third largest comic book company that I'm trying to figure out how to word this. They have the most characters, the third most characters of any comic book company.
Yeah.
So there's
But
lots
they're all
of properties.
Like Best Friend Man and stuff.
yeah, some of it. Some of it's interesting. A lot of people,
Boomerang boy.
a lot of people really like Bloodshot. The new Exo Manowar that came out. I was reading it when it first started, and it was excellent. It was one of the best comics I was reading at the time.
Yeah, Mike, you might like
he
that one.
He makes so many friends so easily. Best Friend Man. He knows all your secrets because you know you can trust him with them.
Yeah, they're maybe
Best Friend Man. I'm done.
What's his arch enemy though?
Douche dude.
Arch enemy?
Is probably Nelson Muntz. That's it. That's all I got.
all right. So
it was a really good comic that you just read for a bit.
Yeah.
He quit.
I just fell off on it. I
chucked
quit.
it. You really chucked
It was
it.
really good.
That's right.
I'll stop reading it for 5 years.
I won't buy any
I
more
think
of
I
this.
actually
When
quit.
they get bought by Marvel, then he'll pick it back up.
Yeah. When it's on Unlimited, Marvel Unlimited.
That's
When Squirrel Girl shows
Dude, you're
up.
right, man. Ever since Marvel bought Batman, he's just really good. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what you're
get you,
talking
man.
about with that Joker now, Nate. Yeah.
Let's see. We also got a new trailer for Infinity War off the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Got some real sizzle on that. I don't know how I feel about that Wakandan cap shield, especially on his right arm. So is it even a
Was
shield?
it a shield or like a?
They're gauntlets
Like a
that
fist.
combine into a new shield for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess because
Marvel Legends leaked it.
they've been calling it a shield because like things. I've been seeing it all online. I guess like check
It looked
out
like a
Cap's new shield.
Yeah, it looks like a spiky death fist.
It's two gauntlets, and he can combine them to make a shield.
Yeah. He'll have his.
Oh,
he'll
okay.
have
So
his
he can
original
have
back.
one on.
spiky death fist.
Yeah.
That's actually my porn name.
Spiky Death Fist.
You know that's
Yeah.
perfect because that's just more hot toy fodder.
Uh-huh.
Right there.
Mm.
You got to get the cap with the
Not hot toy, like every toy.
Well, there's some other
that's
stuff
true.
as well too. Like it looked like Tony's suit was made of nanobots or something.
Yeah. Kind of a take on the technology he was using in Civil War.
Yeah.
That'd be
Mhm.
interesting to see if he uses nano.
There was a lot of new footage in this. It might have all been new footage.
It's like a lot of just real good, quick.
I don't know, because
there were a couple of things like them running through the
run in the woods stuff.
Yeah, it was
just the same.
It was just a 30-second reel of a lot of new footage.
Just a new little teaser.
Well, Doc Strange getting ready to fight, and Tony zooming up right beside him.
Fucking Thor hanging out with Rocket.
Yeah,
I am never going to be more excited than if they get Rocket and Thor right, because Rocket and Thor should be best buddies.
Dude,
just killing everything, just murder
and
left
Drax.
and right.
Throw Drax up in there.
Yeah,
and Drax.
Fucking, that's a comedy special.
Marvel, the next Thor movie, we want a Rocket, Thor, and Drax.
Yeah, just buddy cops.
Yes, absolutely.
The only thing I didn't get from the trailer is why Holland had to take his mask off on Thanos' ship.
Because it's a big movie and everybody's going to have their faces out.
You're going to see everyone.
He's like, it's hot up here.
He's like,
I mean, even Vision.
Yeah,
you're seeing his human face on. You're seeing the human face for Vision in it.
And
everybody's got their face in this one.
There might be some specific story because, I mean, he's wearing his normal suit for one thing.
Yeah.
So it's probably early in the movie.
The school bus scene.
Yeah. So maybe he got like a pigeon to the face or something, and there's like blood all over. Who knows?
That's the type of story
he rips it off on that ring up there. So
yeah, like, I got to see this ring without these enhanced vision. I got to see it with my own eyes. See how fucked
I can't
to see how
believe it.
fucked I am.
Put that mask back on.
I'm still fucked.
I'm just gonna jump
turn
down
on
to
that.
New York and hopefully I can make a big ass swing out of this.
Turn on that insta kill.
And you got a nice, oh god, the insta-kill, that was great. But you got a nice close-up of Thanos.
Yeah, at the end.
I don't think he looks that bad.
Baby Groot.
It looks like Josh Brolin with a bigger face with a
Baby Groot shouldn't be in this. Should be like
Teenage
adolescent Groot.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were gonna because it has that little quick shot of Baby Groot getting all angry.
Yeah, but at the end of Guardians 2,
that's a cutscene. That doesn't count.
That just means there's going to be another Baby Groot.
I don't know. I've seen some of the concept art has him as adolescent Groot with a damn plasma rifle.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
We'll have to see.
Maybe he ejaculates Baby Groot's.
Now that would be interesting.
In the pubescent teen stage.
Oh yeah, oh god, damn it!
I'm great.
That's
Vin Diesel some range with that line.
We also got the first trailer for Antman vs. Wasp, or Antman vs. Wasp, Antman and Wasp.
It looks
the
good.
Wasp.
It does. It surprisingly does.
it.
Looks fun.
When I saw the releases for this year, it was like, okay, Infinity War, awesome. So I get Black Panther, that might be cool. I hope so, but we'll see. Ant-Man vs. Wasp, but all three of these movies are looking like they're going to be pretty good.
It's funny, like out of all of them, like Infinity War is. I'm pretty excited for Ant-Man. I don't know. Ant-Man and Wasp looks really
fun.
Yeah. Like, I think I've said, like, the first Ant-Man I didn't really love that much. This looks like it's going to be really, really good.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of the first one.
I don't agree.
Doesn't look like that to me at all.
No,
I
you got a better. It looks like a better villain in Ghost.
Ghost looks awesome.
Everybody's on the run, and that always makes for a fun movie.
Yeah, it looks like that one was the first one was a heist movie. Yeah. And this one looks like a really good heist movie.
Yeah, this one looks like kind of an escape.
Because I enjoyed the first one, but like
away
Ant-Man.
It was different from the rest of them.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something about the soundtrack that's going on there. Even that font, the font they chose for Ant-Man, the Wasp,
a lot.
It feels like a '90s morning cartoon.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say it feels like a comic book.
Yeah,
like, it's very comic book.
It reminds me of like the X-Men,
and
in such a good way. Like,
yeah, maybe it's a sign of things to come too, because maybe that's the direction they're going to go with the new stuff. Make it feel more like a comic book than like the movie stuff.
Yeah. It looks really good. It looks really fun. There were a lot of really good, fun shots in it.
Wasp looks really cool.
Wasp looks cool.
With the wings out, flying out against the knives.
The knife.
Yeah, that was pretty
That's
cool.
a cool shot.
Kind of fun having Giant Man in front of like a Japanese
coming
skyscraper.
up like a guy, just the one is that makes me laugh is because like when Michael Douglas shrinks the building,
and
I'm
has
like,
the handles.
and so when did they engineer the giant handles that shift up and down? Like when they were making this multi-million-dollar building, like I know this is going to sound weird, but I really want to be able to have these slots open up and down, like a suitcase.
Maybe he made the building as like a scale model, and then he just blew it up.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Why is this entire building made of giant Legos, Mr. Pym?
I'm a fan.
I'm really hoping. One thing that I really enjoyed about Spider-Man: Homecoming was the Civil War shots that you got.
Oh,
of him. I hope that there were some stuff going back to the Civil War.
Yeah.
So I'm
When he
hoping that
grabs
we
War
get
Machine.
some of that, like from his perspective.
Yeah.
Because if so, I think that would I would really enjoy that because that was a good little. I don't know if it was a gag, but a good little thing that they did in.
Oh, he was one of the best parts of Civil War is when they brought Ant-Man into there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ant-Man and Spider-Man kind of made that whole fight.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just kind of like pulling punches. It's kind of phoning it in. But those two guys were just enthused and ready to be there and all kinds of shit. I mean, they had the best stuff in it.
Yeah. So I would love to get that in this film because it does seem like there's a lot coming from Civil War and all. Like he was imprisoned and all this kind of stuff. So
yeah, ankle monitor.
Yep.
I'm curious what their timeline of this will line up with Infinity War because Infinity War will come out first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So will this be maybe will we have post stuff that ties back to Infinity War?
I have no clue. Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I don't think anyone really knows because the next one is Captain Marvel after that, right?
Yeah,
Captain Marvel is before, and then Avengers 4, I believe. And I don't know something else is in there. I'm sure, but I don't know what it is. I'd have to check. I can't think of anything else. Is that all they have planned right now?
That's
all through 2020. Yeah, they only had planned until 2020.
Yeah, because Kevin Feige
they have another Spider-Man.
Yeah,
well, that's Sony, but yeah, there is another Spider-Man.
I think Kevin Feige said that they're not planning out anything past 2020, especially as far as X-Men and Fantastic Four goes, because they're waiting for that deal to go through. Yeah, he said in a couple of interviews that they're not planning that stuff right now. I don't believe that, because, I mean, if they already had a split plan of this is what we'll do if we get Spider-Man, this is what we'll do if we don't, they had to have that for X-Men and Fantastic Four. Yeah, I think they have that kind of plan, but I don't think they have, like, concrete, like,
no.
This is what we're doing, Yeah.
We'll probably get that phase stuff after Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing
I think next year we'll start hearing the rumors on it.
Maybe.
Third Guardians after Avengers 4.
Oh, that's what it is. Third Guardians. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's it for the news.
Two more things. Red Dead Redemption. Or Red Dead release.
Yeah.
Release date.
Right. It's
Go
October,
October
right?
27th,
Yeah,
I think.
October. Yeah. And the screenshots they released are
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
awesome.
breathtaking.
Yeah. And the second thing, Ray, I can't believe you didn't even talk about it with Stan Lee.
I was about to bring that up.
Okay.
Honestly, it was in here. I was going to say that Stanley was hospitalized this week. He did a Skype interview with I believe it was ABC News that said he was doing great. He's doing okay.
It's okay, Spider friend.
He stayed in the hospital that night, and he was really glad he did. But he seems to be okay now.
Yeah.
So
My
So we
EKG
wish
was
him-
Excelsior.
so we wish him well, and I hope he's on the road to recovery.
Stay in there, Stan.
Hang in there.
One of the last few
Don't do it,
bastions of
2018.
hope we got
Yeah.
left.
All right, y'all want to move it on to the mailbag?
Let's go to the mailbag.
All right, we've got a couple of questions this week. One of them comes from Brian Marshall. If I was wondering if you guys could talk about the Iron Spider suit from the new Avengers Infinity War movie. What powers does he now have?
With the power of flight.
I have the
Is that
power
how I think for
to
you?
move you.
The power of love?
Well, he had the extra robotic arms. And if you're basing it off the comic book, he had the extra robotic arms. What was it? Then he had repulsor blasts as well.
He did.
All of his regular powers and
I don't think there were a ton. It was mostly those extra arms,
three
repulsor
arms.
blast, and having like a little like more technological, because I mean before it was just spandex.
Yeah.
So I mean he's got a little more technology there.
And
it was
he
maybe a
looked
little
cool
armored.
as shit.
Yeah, it was more armored.
too.
Yeah, it did look cool. It looked much cooler than the one they've got for the movies. So
Yeah, it does.
but I don't think there were a ton of like powers in it, and who knows what they'll do with it.
Yeah, I think it's just
already-
an enhanced strength, the repulsors and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Because already the stuff that he had in his normal suit in Spider-Man Homecoming was like
I
a lot more than he normally has
I
anyway.
love that. That was
Yeah. So Davey Parrish asks, why did Ray not choose the cover with Magneto to get signed? Okay, so we went and saw Stan's son Jim Lee yesterday, and I got a couple of comics signed, and one of them was X-Men #1 E, which does have Magneto on the
That's
cover.
the one with everybody on the
That's
cover.
the one with everyone in the cover. It's the one that folds out, and it's like a 4 fold out or something like that.
it's fourfold.
So the one with Magneto is, I think, B or C or something like that.
I think that one's D
maybe it's D
because the one that you got signed
it's
was
A.
E.
Yeah,
It's
but
E.
But what you see on the front of it is A. So if you have the one just with Cyclops and Wolverine,
I think that's C actually.
oh, I thought that was A.
A is
This
Storm.
is not interesting.
I think it's Storm and Iceman. Then
Okay.
second one's Beast. Then B is Beast, and then
So
C
are
is
these all variant covers?
no. They took the E is the
Well,
double
yeah.
gatefold cover,
They
and then they
were-
took
They
each-
were variants, and then there was one that added them all together, and you got
Yeah.
the whole thing. So that's the one I took, is the one that has the whole thing. So Magneto's on there. He's just not on the exact front. Like he is on
So
the
it
other
sounds
ones.
like Dave Parrish shouldn't throw stones in glass houses.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Dave,
Dumbass.
don't be an
and then
idiot.
you got the first Alpha Flight, and then his
Yeah.
first X-Men artwork.
Alpha Flight was his first major published.
Yes, we talked
artwork.
about that earlier.
Yeah. And then the other one. Let's see. Amish Baby Machine asks on Instagram,
How did you get Twitter? Amish Baby Machine.
do you feel that anti-bullying sentiments have caused an unfettered rise of nerds? Perhaps we could bring back the Buzzes and Biffs to restore the natural balance.
I like that question.
That's a good one.
I just think that the
I don't know.
nerds of the 80s have grown up and were able to earn money and able to spend that disposable income on
Yes.
things that they love from the past.
I think just culture as a whole has kind of embraced, more that being more of an individual instead of
Yeah.
having to follow that. Especially,
Well, I think
in
the
the
internet
Biffs.
had a lot to do with that.
you can find your people, and
Yeah.
I like a lot of the parents that went through that. They grown up and they raised their kids to be like, just do you.
Yeah.
It's not as black and white. Even when we were going to school, there was still. You had your grunge jock. There's so many different
You had
variants of
all your
what
different
kids
cliques.
Yeah,
are, and I'm sure there's still some Biffs. And
Oh, there
Buzz,
there are.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
but
Half of them sit in this room.
Biff uppercut.
All right, well, that's it for mailbag.
Thanks for the question, Amish
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Twitter handle guy.
Oddish Twitter.
Oddish.
Amish.
Amish.
Amish baby machine.
Amish baby machine.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is he a baby machine that's Amish? Does he make a lot of babies with Amish people?
Chuck is raising his hand
I think it's a machine that makes Amish babies.
Okay.
in triumph.
So,
So something good happened in his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It better
He
not
didn't
be
get
about
laid.
the football.
You got-
I
No,
can
I
tell
didn't.
you that.
You got-
I did win $30 though.
you got your loan approval?
No,
His $30 loan approval went through.
He had to get a cosign from Jim Lee for it, but
the Super Bowl is finished. The Patriots fell.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Philadelphia, they finally won a Super
We care
Bowl.
about that?
Flip.
What does that mean?
Philadelphia. I don't know. Who gives a
Okay.
shit?
well,
I'm just happy that happened.
Well,
Chuck
good for
was
you,
born
Chuck.
in West Philadelphia.
No.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
This has been Nerds to Get Laid Sometimes. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks, bitches.
Interval.
Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes is recorded at the illustrious Big Brown Record Town Studios in beautiful downtown Lake City. Episodes are published each Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nerds Who Get Laid. We're at Nerds Who Get Laid on Twitter and Instagram. We're part of the Geeks World Wide podcast network. You can find reviews and articles we write at thegww.com. We're also part of the Modest Pod podcast network. We're on FloridaGeekscene.com and also WeBeGeeksPC.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. You can also check out the show notes for links about things we talked about in this episode. Thanks so much.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks Assemble!
Was that one sentence?
Whatever it's called on.
It says, say a nerd on it.
Pretend to read off lists. It's like one of those movies where Mike's gonna give this like inspirational fucking nerd on.
I'm just gonna crush my phone and throw it away,
and I'll pick it up and it's empty the whole time.
It's halfway through my spree, and just crush my phone and throw it away.